Good evening and welcome to the news. French-speaking countries from around the world are preparing for the third UN Conference on Oceans, named Blue Talks, to be held in Nice, France, from the 9th to the 10th of June 2025. Here in Seychelles, several stakeholders from the maritime sector met today at Escale Resort to discuss related issues, including challenges in the blue economy. French ambassador to Seychelles, Olivia Christman, says she is satisfied with the participation of all stakeholders present.
About this, and that's why we were asked, as I mentioned, all around the world, all the diplomatic missions to organize these blue talks to really get an analysis on what's at stake really for the ocean here in Seychelles for us, in all the different countries we are represented, and will it be through biodiversity, will be economic interest, tourism, transport, aquaculture, blue economy in general, could be also the involvement of civil society, protection of the environment, and also the financial part. How do we do that? How do we gear up with instruments, with public, private funds towards the protection of the ocean?
The Technical and Digital Education Division in the Ministry of Education organized a presentation on the National TVET strategy for 2024 to 2028. It was a consultant of TVET, Dr. Johan Bilfort, who presented the strategy to key TVET stakeholders. The Director General of Technical and Digital Education, Jean Ascendor, said the aim of the presentation is to share the draft national TVET strategy with the stakeholders to further obtain their views and align them with the TVET policy, which was presented in September this year.
So basically what we want to do is that we want to share the content and the different priorities of both the policies and the strategy with our key stakeholders, mostly from the private sector, from the industry, and from the public organizations, because we actually value their input, and we would like to then translate those inputs into the fine-tuning, the strengthening of the draft of this national strategy 2024-2028. Because at the end of the day, it will be advantageous to have a policy and a strategy whereby the inputs, the concerns, the contribution of our stakeholders are valued, are taken on board for its efficient and effective implementation. But I must state that a key recommendation in order to drive all those initiatives and innovation is the setting up of a national council for the development of TVET in the country. So we definitely need to have this. Another key recommendation is to have a number of economic sector council, that is a council for agriculture, one for fisheries, one for tourism, one for construction, and now it has been said that we need one for finance.
The Ministry of Education has signed a partnership agreement with the UNESCO Mahatma Gandhi Institute for Peace and Sustainable Development. The agreement was signed by the Principal Secretary for Education Services, Myrna Hulantin, and Dr. Ananta Duraipa, the director of the institute. The project is to promote social and emotional learning in early childhood. The UNESCO Mahatma Gandhi Institute for Peace and Sustainable Development will provide technical assistance to the ministry to ensure the success of the project. This will also include training for teachers and staff of the ministry. The project is being implemented in primary schools and eventually in secondary schools.
When my colleague, Dr. Chatterjee, told me about Seychelles, I was impressed that the political willingness to start something so ambitious as what we are proposing, where we're going to nurture social emotional competencies. But what was more promising was the fact that Seychelles wanted science and evidence to be the basis for their policy, not ad hoc, well-meaning intentions, but to be grounded in science and grounded with evidence.
We've come to the end of this news summary. Thank you for watching. I will be back with more news in Creole at 8 o'clock, so stay tuned.